Hey guys, welcome to today's class. I hope you guys can hear me. Welcome to today's class. We'll be doing orthographic drawing. So this is a question from the past question, which I've made the PDF of and I've distributed it. So if you don't have a copy, you can just send me a message on WhatsApp on let's see, 070576437. So you can send me a message on WhatsApp if you don't have the past question. But if you have the past question, you can proceed. So what I want to do is I want to start the topic from the very basic part of it. Okay. So orthographic drawing can also be regarded as walking drawing. So orthographic drawing is also known as the walking drawing. And when you're doing orthographic drawing, there are like two rules or two like principles, very important principles to follow. One of them is called your first angle. The second is called your third angle. Alright, so you have your first angle and third angle. Okay, so what's first angle? In first angle, whatever you see above. So when you're talking about above, I'm talking about your plan, your front elevation, your plan, and your end views. So your plan is your top view. This is your side, and this is where the arrow is pointing. So your front elevation is where the arrow is pointing. Your plan is the top view, while the end elevation are the side views, okay, or the rear views. Let's use this diagram for instance now. Okay, so with the diagram on the paper, the top is this part, the part that has a circle. This part is called the top. The part with the arrow is called the front elevation, while the end is called your end elevation. So you have this part and the other part that you cannot see very well. There are two end elevations, but the part the arrow is pointing at is called your front elevation. So let's go into first angle proper. For first angle, what you see above, the principle says what you see above is drawn below. What you see below is drawn above. What you see by the left, what you see by the left is drawn by the right. Lastly, what you see by the right is drawn by the left. Alright. So this is like a summary of first angle orthographic drawing. What you see above, meaning your plan. Your plan is drawn below. What you see below, meaning your this is actually referring to your front elevation. It's drawn above. Okay. So what you see by the left, meaning your left end elevation, will be drawn So from third angle, what you see above. In short, for third angle, anything anywhere you see a particular view, that's what you're drawing it. So what you see above, what you see above is drawn above. Secondly, what you see below, what you see below is drawn below. What you see by the left or right is drawn at the left or right. Alright, so a quick summary of third angle. So what you see above is drawn above, what you see below is drawn below, and what you see by the left or right is drawn by the left or what right. Okay. So we're going to solve this question. Draw in third angle. Draw in third angle. Projection. Draw in third angle projection. Plan. FE, your front elevation. That's 2. Then 3, your end elevations. End elevation, elevations. Alright, meaning your right and left. Right hand side and what? Left hand side. Okay, so the question below, the diagram below, we want to draw it in orthographic projection, but in third angle projection. Okay, so draw in third angle projection, the plan, front elevation, and the elevation of this diagram here. So another way they can ask the question is they'll draw the symbol of third angle projection, and then you'll be asked to draw in third angle, but without like saying it in words. They'll just draw the symbol. Alright, so the best method or best way to start orthographic drawing is to first do a sketch of your answer. Okay, so if you do a sketch of your answer, it simply means you know how to draw to full proportion or size. Okay, so best case scenario, do a sketch or a preview of what the answer will look like, because if you have a sketch or a preview of what the answer will look like, then you know exactly what to draw. Let's look at what's it called? JN Green, for instance. Now, so this is a question in first angle projection. This is the answer, and this is the main question. This is the question, and this is the answer. You can pause and just stare at it for a few minutes. So there's something I want you to realize here now. This is how the answer will look like, right? But for you to really get it accurately, especially when you're just starting, you have to first sketch the answer. All right, you can just draw it freehand sketch to any proportion, but just what the answer will look like. Draw it first and interpret all the parts, the hidden details, make sure it's shown, and the likes. Okay, so once you've done that, then you can now proceed to drawing to full proportion like this. So this is what drawing to full proportion will look like. Yeah, everything is plain. This is what drawing to full proportion will look like. So we'll get to this part, but first things first, let's start with how to sketch the answer from the main question. We'll be using this diagram first. Okay, the diagram here. Alright, so we are going to start with the plan. Hope it's clear now, though. Oh, please, when you are sketching, you're not supposed to sketch on your answer sheet. But because this is just a tutorial session, I'll be sketching on my drawing sheet. Okay, you can sketch on the question paper. the correct answer first, then draw on your drawing sheet. You can see my borderline is not done, my title block is neither done, okay? So, looking at the question again to know what our top view or plan will look like, you have to imagine you are looking at it from the top. So let's say you are here, you are positioned around here. All right. So let's assume you're the one I just sketched. Please forgive me. So let's assume you're here, and this is your eyes. You're looking at it from the top. What will you see? What will you see? So you have to consider just one view, but from the top, what will you see if you're looking at it from the top? So you're going to imagine the diagram is compressed, meaning this point, for instance, here, this point, when it's compressed, it will be compressed to this. There will be joints. This point here will be joined to the. It will be flat. So you're probably using like a hammer. So you're holding a hammer. Okay, hope you can see the sketch very well. So we're going to imagine you're holding a hammer and you make this thing flat, meaning the only thing you're seeing is just the top view. Okay, so what will you see? Let's try to like sketch that now. Remember, we're not sketching or drawing to full proportion yet. Okay. Okay. You will see the circle for sure. All right. So you see this part. You see all these lines. You see all these lines like this. You see this line. You see this line, and you see this line. Don't forget, we are drawing in third angle. And third angle says what you see at the top will be drawn at the top. That's why we are starting with the top view because we are seeing it at the top and we are drawing it at the top. Why? Okay, so just try to, you can pause the video and just try to this is only after fact. This is only used by for how to live stream it. The YouTube go out.
It's not a news.
Alright, so as you can see, I've done a sketch of what the final answer will look like here. Let's see if we can zoom. Alright. So the plan will be at the top, front elevation, right end elevation, and left end elevation. Then this angle here will be inclined at 45 degrees, 45 degrees. So as we proceed, you will discover what the 45-degree angle of inclination is there for. Now, according to this, the next thing for us to draw, so beneath this will be to be the front elevation. All right. So the front elevation should be beneath the plan. So how do we draw the front elevation? The front elevation, like I said earlier, is the area being pointed by the arrow. So as you can see, the arrow is pointing at the front elevation. Now, in the case of a question where the front elevation is not indicated, you will use the longest side of the diagram as your front elevation, or the side that is the most obvious, the one that looks like, the one that you see easily, okay? That will be taken as your front elevation. I will explain more when we get to other diagrams like that. So from our front elevation, if you are here, so let's assume you're here. This is your eye. You're looking at this from this angle, okay? And you have the hammer. So let's imagine there's a wall here. You press everything to the wall, which means this part like this will be joined to this part. Right? So reflection. Aha. Which means this part here, since you're looking at it from this side, you're not seeing this part at all. We are here. So this part here will be joined to this part. This part here will be joined to this part. This part joined to this part here. So you're compressing it, you're pushing it to the wall to be compressed. The only thing you'll be seeing is something like this. Something like this is what you'll be seeing. And don't forget, it will not be inclined. In this question, in here, this particular question is an isometric, is an isometric diagram, so it is inclined at 30 degrees. But when you are doing your orthographic, the answer is not inclined at all. It's just flat. It's on the horizontal surface. Okay. So we now know how this part will look like. Just this part. This is the only thing we say. If we compress this to the wall, if this part is compressed to the wall, that's the only thing we'll be saying. And notice something. If here is, let's say 50 millimeters, here will also be 50 millimeters. Similarly, here will also be what? 50 millimeters. It's something you need to note. Please, my dimensioning here is wrong. You don't dimension this way. But regardless, just for the sake of the tutorial, that's why I'm indicating my dimension on the diagram like this. So 50 millimeter here is 50 millimeter here. In essence, the length of from here to here is the same length from here to here on the front elevation. So next thing you have to know is how long here is. So let's say here is it's also 50 millimeters. Because it looks like it's a rectangle, I think. I can't tell. But let's say it's 40. Let's say it's 40. So let's say from here to here is 40 millimeters. So you just come here and drop 40 millimeters here. And you join it. Alright. So slowly but surely we are moving. You've gotten your plan, your front elevation. Next thing is your what? Your end elevation, your right and left end elevations. Okay, so you can see, you put your protractor here, your protractor, you place it on the horizontal line, right, like this. You know, my line are not drawn to full proportion, so it's not correct. But you put it like this and mark 45 degrees here. You now move it here and do the same thing and mark 45 degrees here. Once you draw to full proportion, you understand it much better. So what this will help you to do is you trace. You trace. You draw this to any convenient length. There is no length for this line, this long line. There's no length for them. You just draw them to any convenient length, okay? So, same thing for this. Same thing for this. Since it's inclined at 90 degrees, or it's a perpendicular bisector, you know here will be 45, here will be 45, okay? You do it like this. Then you bring this down. Same thing here, you bring it down. This alone will now give you the correct size without measuring of the end elevations. You bring them down. You bring them down. You can draw a thin line to join this, thin line to join this. Okay. Now let's look at the left end. Okay. So look at the left end. It's something you realize. If you're looking at the left end, all you see is just this part. If you are here, if your eyes is here, if your eyes are here rather, and you're looking at this part, this is the only thing you'll be seeing. So you're here, your eyes are here, and you're staring at this. You will not see the top. Let's say it's compressed, please. This part here will be joined to this part. If you compress it, if you compress the box, and this is the only part you're seeing, if this is the only part you're seeing, this part like this part like this part like this, that will be your what? Your left end elevation, okay? So you come here, you go. You can draw the line, long thin line like this if you want. So the implication of doing this will help you here, and this will help you here. The implication of drawing a long thin line is once you get your finished diagram, okay, you have to thicken out your lines. Okay, so you use a thick continuous pencil and thicken out your lines like this. Sorry, like this, like this, like this, and like this. But if you understand orthographic drawing, even in the basics, you realize we are not done. There's something we are skipping. Okay, there's something we are skipping. So let's assume we know the diameter of this circle. So let's say from here to here, let's say it's 5, same thing here, 5 millimeters and 5 millimeters. So if from here to here is 50 millimeters, if you remove 5 plus 5, that's 10. If you remove 10 millimeters from 50, you'll be left with 40. It simply means the diameter of this circle is what? 40 millimeters. There's a reason why we need that. If you look at this diagram from the left hand elevation, you'll notice that the only thing you are seeing is this part. But you've seen it from the top earlier that there's a hole inside. Much earlier when we did the plan, you discovered that there's what? A hole inside. This is the hole here. So you know, because you've drawn the plan, that there's a hole. since there is a hole, you have to indicate the hole. That's why you have your short dashes to indicate hidden details. So if you're looking at it from here, you will not see the hole. But because you know that there's a hole, because you've seen the top view, you have to indicate the hole. And how do you indicate the hole? Very easy, using short dashes. So we know from here to here is 15. Please don't indicate your dimensions like this, but just for the sake of the tutorial, please. You know from here to here is 50, right? Then we know you can do like from here to here is 5. From here to here is 5. You can also get it from here. Something like this. Okay? So because it's not drawn to correct proportion, we're not really getting it. But it should be something like this. Then you should not pass here, you should just hit it and you drop it down. Something like this. Alright? So this will be a thin line. All this will be thin lines. Or all be thin lines. Then here will be your short dashes. 1. Okay? Here will be your what? Short dashes. Same thing for here. You draw your thin line. All you have to do is make sure the thin line is parallel to all these lines, all the other parallel lines, okay? All the horizontal lines, they have to be parallel, and all the vertical lines, they have to be parallel to each other. All horizontal lines will be parallel to each other, all vertical lines will be parallel to each other. Once you do that, you notice that the parallel lines and the vertical lines, they are perpendicular bisectors of each other, or they are perpendicular to each other anyways. You trace this down like this. With a thin line, once you get here, you know use your short dashes. You've gotten for this already. Okay, so you've gotten for that. So with this alone, you know there's a circle here, or there's the hole here. Let's come here. Same thing applies to our front elevation. Looking at the front elevation, you will not see the hole, obviously, especially when you compress it. But you've seen the top view. So since you've seen the top view, you know the hole is here. All right. And another way to look at it is, since you know the hole is here, imagine if it splits here, you definitely see the what? The hole. Okay. If you split like here like this part is called sectioning. It's something we'll do later on. You see the hole, okay? So the diagram will look more like something like this. How do I draw this? Okay, let's say something like this. Okay, so this part I just drew to show you that if you cut this is what you'll be seeing, something like this. You cut it down like this and cut this thing like this, which means since you're looking at it from the front elevation, the hole is also there, but you cannot see the hole because it's hidden. So you also have to indicate the hole with what? Hidden details. Easy. You do your thin line again. Then short dash, short. Do your thin line, so it touches this one. Short. Same thing goes for the other end. If you're looking at it from the right end, you also notice the same thing. There is a circle there, but you cannot see it. You'll not be able to see the circle from this end. If you are here, so if your eyes are here, you're standing here and your eyes are looking at it from this direction, you know there's a hole inside because you've seen the top plan, but you cannot see the hole very well because just like the left, Sorry about that. Just like the left end, you cannot see through the block, but you know there's a hole there. So you have to indicate that there is a hole there by using your short this thing line, your hidden details. You draw a thin line to hit this, and okay. So as you can see, you have our finished result. Please, this thin line you are drawing is not supposed to extend beyond this line that is inclined at 45 degrees. It's only extending because I'm doing a sketch and it's not drawn to proportion, okay? So you're supposed to just stop here and bring it down. If you draw it to proportion, you will discover that it will just drop on this and it will drop on this correctly, okay? Alright, so I hope with this basic drawing, you've gotten the idea of what third angle. You've gotten the idea of third angle orthographic projection. So now we'll do, let's see. So we have a few diagrams there. We could just do the rough sketch. I don't know if we have that time. Or let's just go into, we could do the rough sketch from just this one, and then hopefully you understand it better and we go into, what's it called? Into the past question we're supposed to be solving. So we'll quickly rush through this. We'll do the plan, front elevation, just one of the end elevation. There are two arrows, so just pick one. We'll just pick one. All right, so we'll quickly rush through the plan, front elevation, and let me see, one of the or both left and right end elevations of this particular diagram, and then we'll solve the main past question in the thumbnail of this video. Please, if you're going to subscribe, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video. If you have questions, you can drop them in the comment box. Okay, so let's continue. As usual, the plan is when you're looking at the diagram from the top. So let's assume you are around here. Okay. So let's assume you're around here. Your eyes are here. So you're looking at the diagram from the top. There's something you notice. If you're looking at the diagram from the top, you will see all this part, this line. You definitely see it. You definitely see this line. You definitely see this line. You will see this line. But when it comes to this part, if you're looking at it from the top, you see this part, they are leveled. you won't see this part. Everything will be leveled, especially if you imagine it to be compressed. Okay, to be something like, so let's see, to know the total length, it will be 8 centimeters plus the size of this. This part is 2 centimeters. So this will join with this. This point will join with this point. This point will join with this point. So it will be 2 centimeters plus 8 centimeters. So the total length will be 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters, that's your 100 millimeters, I believe. Alright. So for this part, it will be 2 centimeters plus, I think here is 5 centimeters. Let's see. Okay, let's take it to be 5 centimeters. So 2 plus 5, you're having 7. So here, this will join this. So this line here, once you see it to be compressed, it will become something like this. Right? This is the one of, then this is 2 centimeters. Okay? Right, so this is how the top part will be, like this. So this line will be straight. This line, this 2 centimeters line, and let's say this 3 centimeters line. It will be, this is 3 cm and this is a 2 cm line. Alright, so this part you're seeing here, this is it here. Then this part here, this is it here, the 2 cm. So we want to draw it here now. So we know it's 5 centimeters. Bring it down. This is your 10 cm line, and this is your 5 cm line. In your 5 cm line, you know, if you measure 2 to this side, you have like a cut there. And the cut, this cut is 2 cm long too. So you can draw your 2 cm line here. Okay. Now notice here, we've drawn it here. So this point will be joined to this point to be compressed. Okay. So let's say we want to draw this part. What we'll be seeing is something like this. Like this, like this, like this, like this. This. For this part, this long line here, this is it here. This 8 cm line, 8 cm, 5 cm, I think like 6 cm. So here has to be 2 cm then, 2 cm. So this line here, this is it here. And here is just 2 cm. Okay? So this is here. So we want to draw it here. This line here, I just drew it now. We can tell it is 2 cm. Then here we have another 2 cm here. Remember this 2 cm and this 2 cm. This is from here is 2 cm, from here is 2 cm. So you have to be like equal. If you draw like a thin line, let's say you draw like a thin line, you have 2 cm, alright? We've gotten this straight line, alright? All you have to do is just join from here. Then you've gotten your plan. I notice there are no holes actually. Okay. So next, let's draw our front elevation. So for our front elevation, we'll be looking at it from this direction, the direction of the arrow. Thank you, Akpan. I appreciate that. Please don't forget to like the video. Thank you, and you're welcome to the live stream. So from here, if you're looking at it this way, you definitely see this line. But everything will be straight. There's a kind of bend here, but if you're seeing it from this direction, everything, this line will be straight line. Okay. Let's set to this top first. To the top, this will be joined to this. This will be joined to this. So you'll be having something like this part like this. This is it here. Then this part, this part and this part will be joined because you're looking at it from this angle. All right. So this part will be joined to this part. This part will be joined to this part. It will be a straight line. So here is your, I think, 2 cm line, like 2 cm line. The next part is your 6 cm line. So from here to here will be joined to here. So it will be 2 plus 6, that's 8. So you're drawing it to 6 cm line here. This 6 cm line will be joined to this to be a straight line now. We've drawn that 2 cm, 6 cm. Okay. Now, this line from here to here is 4. This is 4 cm. Then from here to here is 6. From here to here is 6. Like I said, this will be a straight line, it will not be bent. So you draw your 6 cm. That's 10 in total. You won't see this part because you're looking at it from this angle. Everything will be compressed with the wall. This part will join this part. Okay. From here to here is, let me see. I can't tell how. Okay. If from here to here is 4, and it's 2 rather. From here to here is 2, and the total length is 6. So 6 minus 2 will give us 4. So from here to here is 4. So let's take it up. So this line here is 4 cm, and this is the line we just drew here. These are 4 cm line, 4 cm line. Notice something here. Notice something here. From here to here is 2. Then from here to here is also 2. So you have 2, 2. Meaning you have 2 here. So this straight line here, straight line here, this is it here, this straight line here, this is it here. This box here, this is it here. From here to here, this is it here. Okay, so we'll move on now to the right side elevation. So as a quick quiz, you can decide to pause the video and draw the right side elevation yourself. And then once I draw it, you just compare your answers with what I eventually draw. Okay. You have this part, you have this part. You're looking at it from here. Here it's 2 cm, here it's 6 cm. That's 8 in total. This is your 2 cm. From here to here is 4. Let's draw 4 cm. Got 4 cm line. Then here, from here, from here to here to here to here. Alright, so because this part and this part will be joined, alright, so the only thing you are saying is this vertical line and this vertical line. So 4 plus 4 is 8. That's what we're having here. Next thing is you see this line. Can you see the line here? You see it. And that's the continuation. This line here, the one here, we join the one here. And it runs through. The width here is the same width here, is 2 cm. So you can measure your 2 cm. This is 4. So let's say this 2 is around here. How about 2 here? And then this line here. You can see the line here is not joining, so mine is not joining. You draw to the end. This line here, this is it here. You can see it's not drawn to proportion, it should be 30 cm. Here is 2 cm. Yes, it should be 3 cm. That's 30 millimeters, okay? And then you join all of them. Alright, so this box here, this is the box here. This long line here, this is it here. This gun-like or staircase-like parts, this is it here. Okay. You're done with the right side elevation. So you can easily do the left side elevation yourself. You can do it to, you can do it and send it to me on WhatsApp. So you can do it and send your correct answer to me on WhatsApp. Now verify your answer. Now, so this is a this is a so the next diagram we are going to is the same diagram you saw on the thumbnail. Okay, so the diagram on the thumbnail of this video, it's a past question that has been repeated twice. Okay, so this is a diagram in isometric drawing. So we're going to try to like do the sketch of the answer first. If you look at the thumbnail very well, part of the sketch of the answer is already on the thumbnail. But we're going to try to do the sketch of the answer first, just the way we did for this diagram here and then the previous one. So we'll try to do a sketch of the answer first, then we'll now draw to proportion, and then we'll end the class, okay? So this is the main question. This is the one from the past question. It has been repeated, I think, twice so far. 2016/2015/16. and then one other here. Well, I can't remember the second here, but once I send you the PDF of the past question, you will see that it has been repeated twice. So we're going to try to like do the plan, the front elevation, and the rear or the end views, just like the question just like the question says. The question says draw in first angle. We'll go over the principle of first angle again. So it says draw in first angle the plan, the front elevation in the direction of A. So this is our A. Okay, so front elevation in direction of A, and then the two end elevation, meaning your right and what left end elevation. Okay. It's not a very complex diagram, but it's one that requires care. So I think it's about time we move into the main drawing. But first things first, as usual, we'll be starting with the sketch of the answers. Make sure we get the answers right before drawing to proportion, okay? All right. Please note we are still not drawing to proportion yet. The final answer will be drawn to proportion, but first, after doing the sketch, I'm only making the sketch this big and this detailed because I'm trying to make sure you get how I get the correct answer or the final answer. I don't want to just jump into getting the final answer without you really understanding how to get the answer yourself. Okay. All right. So the question says we should draw in first angle. So let's quickly remind ourselves of what first angle says. First angle says what you see above, meaning the plan will be drawn below. So we are seeing the plan here. Plan is the one at the top, but it will be drawn below because of first angle. So our plan will be here. We are seeing the front elevation here, so it will be drawn above, or FE. Should we just write it here? Okay, front elevation will be there. Then for our right end elevation will be here. So this is our right end elevation. Then our left end elevation will be somewhere around here. We just like do the second demarcation, okay? Once it's time. So as usual, we'll start with getting the answer for the plan. So for the plan, you can see this line, all right? So to be like this, you are seeing it from the top. So this is your so to be like this, right? Your eyes will be, let's say, depending on whether you're from, well, let's say your eyes are here, but on top, so this is your eye, right? You're looking at it from the top. What would you see? You definitely see the circle. You definitely see this, right? And you definitely see this part like this, right? And you see the webbed, okay? But you will not see it as a whole. You will not see this part as a whole. Like you will not see it as a hidden hole. It's clear. So you cannot use hidden details to to show this part because you can obviously see it. You only use hidden details hidden details meaning your short lines or short dashes. You only use short dashes to show things that are there, but you cannot like see it directly. Okay, you've seen it from another view, but you cannot see directly. But we cannot use hidden details to show this part on the top view because we can see it. It's visible to us. So since it's visible to us, we will not use hidden details to show this webs or code here. And then neither will we use hidden details or short lines to show the whole here because we can obviously see it very clearly. So from here to here is about I think 2 cm. Whereas the full height of this is 70. Right, okay, let's see. I need to indicate. Here is 20 cm, I believe. 20 millimeters rather. So here is 20 millimeters and here is 10 millimeters. So if you're looking at it from the top, this part, this line here will be joined to this line here because it will get compressed. So the line here will be joined to the line here. So the length here will become something like this for the 10, and then for the 20, this is 10 your 10 millimeters. Then for the 20, you need the top one. So this part here will be joined to this part once you compress it. Since you're looking at it from the top, once you compress it, this is your 10. This one here. Then the next one is your 20. The 20 mm. All right. These are to be like okay. So we've gotten for this side. The next one is for this side. You still have another 20 here. This line is another 20. So this is another 20 mm. So this part will not show. This part here will be joined to this part since we are compressing. So it is only this 20 mm line, right? Let's see. This 20 mm line and this one I will show. Because this line here will be joined to this one and it will become a straight line. So you can see our answer is gradually coming out. So we've gotten from here to here the complete length. Alright. For the second part, same thing here. This 20 mm line. This is it here. Then this line here. Sorry, before I'm talking about this line, you have this line here. Yeah, this line here. The one at the top here. Alright. So the one at the top here, this is it here. Alright. So this line at the top, this is it here. The line at the top here. This is the line here. Then you notice there's another line here, this one here, and the distance between here and here is just 10. So this is the 10 here, okay? So you now draw your 10 down. So you can see this line here from here to here, this is it here, from here to here is just 10. Alright, we've gotten that part. So what's the next part? See this line here, and this line here. They will both become a straight line, right? So this is a straight line here. And notice something. If you're looking at it from the top, this line here will be joined to this line here. So this line here and here will become a straight line. The straight line will be merged with this line here, the one here. The line here and the line here will become a straight line. If you're looking at it from the top, and it'll be merged with the line here. So this line here and here, I'll be merged with this one here, and this is it here. So the next thing is this line here, merging with this line here, and becoming a straight line. And this is it here. Alright, so we're done with that part. The next thing is the front part. We've not closed it. From here to here, it's 10. From here to here, it's 10. We've gotten it's 10 mm. Alright, we've gotten that part. here is 10 right? But this is here. What about this part? This part is 5 You can see from here. Is it 5 or 9? Sorry, 9 So you draw a 9 9 right? Now, this is something. If you're looking at it from the top, this line here will be brought down to this part here. This part is 12 Say here. So 9 plus 12 Okay. It seems the dimension here, I don't know if they're correct, but here is 9 and here is 20 and here is 12 So this line here will be brought down to this line here, and this line here will be brought down to this line here. So they'll become a straight line like this. So this will become a straight line. But from here to here is 9. We cut out our 9 like this. Then from here to here is 12. We cut out our 12 like this. So these are 12 Then from here to here will be 20. That's our 20 I don't know why. It shouldn't be 20. I think it should be 9. The way here is 9. I think here should also be 9. So here will also be 9 So from here to here, I think that's a 20, yeah. So from here to here, let's say here is 20. You now get your this line here, you just draw it here. Then from the 12. So let's try to draw here. This line is just 20. It's like 20 So to stop here, alright. Well, this line is straight. Then here you have your 12 here. So here is your 9 here's your 12 here's your 9 and here's your what? 10 We're not done. It goes to the top from here to here, this line here. Let's say the radius of this is 20 So let's say here is I really don't know what to call the radius. Should we say 1? And let's say the radius is 10 That's 1 centimeter. So if here is 10 if here is 20 and here is 10, it means from here to here it will be like 5 and here also be 5 So 5 plus 5. That's 10 plus 10, that's 20. That's how you get the 20 here. Okay? So you leave your 5 here. You now draw your 10. Please notice something. From here to here, I shouldn't be indicating the dimension, but I want to. Here is like using the dimensions from the question, the ones we've assumed. Okay, so using the dimensions we've assumed, it will be like 5 mm. Same thing here, 5 mm, and then here will be what, 10 mm. So everything will give you what, a 20 mm. Remember from here, you have 10 mm here, and you have 20 mm here, right? So remember here is 10 and here is 20. So if here is 10 and 20, then here has to be 5 and 5. Then the diameter has to be what, 10 mm. Okay, hope that makes sense. So we've gotten our circle. We've gotten our circle. It's not a circle. Go. And you're done. You can leave, I think, 1 mm between here and here. Yeah, I think the distance between here and here could be 1 mm. So this is your main answer. Uh-oh. Okay, so I just realized I've made a mistake. In terms of where I'm positioning, what's it called? This is the plan. The plan should be here and not here. So this is the plan, and the plan should be here and not here. Which means the front elevation needs to be at the top. Okay, let's see if I can do something. So this is what we've gotten for this. So you leave, let's say you do your horizontal here. This is it here. And you extend this. And you extend this. Because the front elevation needs to be at the top. Front elevation needs to be at the top. So you leave another 1 mm here, 1 mm here. So you left some space between here and here. Between here and here. You leave some space between here and here. And here and here. Okay. We know that from here to here is 70. It is equivalent to the length of from here to here of the plan of the top view. This 70 here is the same thing as this here plus this here. Because you can see they're not overlapping, they're on the same distance. The top view is on top of the what's it called? Of the front elevation. So you cannot draw your front elevation to be longer in terms of is that length? Yeah. The length cannot be longer than the length of the top view or plan. So it's the same thing. Okay. So I think we should try to like do it. Okay. So if you're looking at it from this side, so your eyes are here now. So your eyes are here. Can you see? So your eyes are here. You're looking at it from this side. So you're standing here. You're standing, right? And you're looking at this part of it. What will you see? You definitely see this line. This line here. You see the line. So this is the line here. The line is 7 mm, 70 mm rather, or 7 centimeters. This line here is 5. You see a line here. Here is 5. But when you're looking at it, if this line here, can you see the line? This small line, this 5 mm. If the line is joined to this, to 70 here plus 5 here, because everything will become straight. So this 5 mm here will be joined to the 70 here. All right. So 70 mm. So 70 plus 5, that will give you 75 mm. All right. So the next thing you have to draw this line. This part will not show. Yeah, this part will not show because this part here, this part will be joined to this part. Yeah, this part will be joined to this part. It will become a straight line, so it will not show. This 10 mm will not show. All right. But you will see a line here from this 5 here. You see it to the end, and then there's a line here. This line here, you definitely see it. It is like this. You definitely see that. So we are going. Next thing you see this part. From here to here, you see it's 20 mm. All right. So here, I have 20 mm. Like 20 mm. 20 mm. So from here to here, you just bring it down. You know the difference between here and here. It will be in the question. Let me see. How can I tell? Let's assume here is 40 mm. And from here to here is like 30 mm. So here is 40, here is 30. So here will be your 40 mm. Then from here to here, this is space. The space will be 30 mm. So you draw this. This line here, right? It will be joined to this line to form a straight line. The line here will join to this line, form a straight line. So this is it here. You just bring it down. Okay. So this 30 mm. So this is 30. So from here to here, the start is 5 mm, and here's what 30 mm. All right. So you will not see this part because this point. The point here will be joined to this point. The point here will be joined to this point. You will not see anything. But the hole, you know there's a hole here because you've seen it from the top, which means you have to use your hidden details to indicate the hole. Same thing here. There's a hole here. Here's the weft, all right? And here's the hole. You have to indicate this hole. Similarly, you have to indicate this. But let's do the full listen first. These are the full answer will look like. But we are here to indicate all the holes we've seen from the top, but we are not seeing from here. Alright, so you know there's a hole here. We are not seeing it here. So you have to indicate using the word short dashes. Same thing there. You know there's a hole here. We cannot see it here. Now, from this point, the point I'm touching to this point is 20 mm. So from here to here, it's 20 mm. Right? From here to here. What should I assume? But the dimension will be given in the question, but I need to assume something there. I need to assume 1 mm. Let's say it's 1 mm. So 1 mm will be around here. Because it's a hole. From here, you're not seeing. See, let's close this part. So this is the part we are seeing, right? You cannot see the hole from here. So the hole will be, this hole here will be indicated using short dashes like this. Yeah, this hole inside will be indicated using short dashes. So you do it here. Okay, so you've gotten this hole done. Next one is this one here. The hole here is from the top. You need to realize something. This hole here is from the top to the bottom. So the short dash is like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Then from here like this, like this, like this, like this. You can tell the radius of this one very easily. If here to here is 2 cm, then here will be your 5 mm, 5 mm. Then from here to here will be your 1 mm. We said it here already. We demonstrated it here already. So I know here will be 5. Here will be 5. So I'll just bring it down. You can draw your center line, I believe. Something like this. So you see your hidden details and see your center line. So let's come here. Remember, the last thing we'll do, we'll draw to proportion. And while I'm drawing to proportion, I might not explain in details anymore because the time is fast spent. So just try to get the main answer and how the answer is done, and then we just move on.